Right now on CBS 12 News this morning, Martin County leaders calling on tougher sex offender restrictions when it comes to areas where kids spend the most time.
I would imagine the further off you are away from children, maybe the less prone you would be to be impulsive and to act on something.
Next, the new proposal on the table that would move them further away in order to keep kids safer.
And even more sticker shock at the pump in South Florida. Some areas seeing gas prices reaching more than $5. The factors that are driving these prices up even further, and when we could finally get some relief.
Skies are dry this morning after a lot of thunderstorm activity moved through the area yesterday. We'll time out when more storms will return to South Florida today.
It's a new day. This is CBS 12 News This Morning.
Yeah, the good news is you are waking up to a calm start this morning. Severe thunderstorm warnings, though, last night in St. Lucie County. It was scary out there. Good morning, I'm Matt Lincoln.
And I'm Sam Kerrigan. The National Weather Service confirmed an EF0 tornado touchdown in Lakewood Park. That's about 15 minutes from Fort Pierce.
Yes, look here. CBS 12 News viewer Mauricia Vallejo capturing this photo of the tornado. The National Weather Service says the tornado reached winds around 65 to 70 miles per hour. So far, we have not heard of any reports of damage or people hurt.
Let's bring in meteorologist Lauren Oleski now. Lauren, a lot of heavy rain, wind, lightning from those thunderstorms. Are we going to see more of that this afternoon?
You bet we are. We're going to see more storms returning. Now, we're dry right now, and then the storms are going to come back later. Let's get one last look at this radar loop from yesterday. Yeah, it got quite active out there. A lot of rainfall, a lot of lightning, heavy downpours outside. Here's that tornado report. This is actually the same one, likely touching down just north of the turnpike, and then it moved southeast, and it actually crossed the turnpike, according to the National Weather Service. This was where it touched down. There was an area right, essentially a field, so likely no structural damage there. Today, though, we will see some more storms returning. We'll track them for you, of course, through the afternoon, but just prepare again for another round of storms. You want to keep that umbrella handy. Maybe give yourself a little extra time for the drive home later today. 3:30 for us. There come those storms. We overall have winds out of the southwest. When that happens, we tend to have stronger storm activity outside. Here's 5:15, quite stormy. Here's 7, still dealing with some lingering rainfall. So we'll track the rain all day for you. Matt, Sam.
Thanks, Lauren. 6:02 now. Let's take a look at that morning commute. So far, so good here on the Treasure Coast, Vero Beach to Stuart. It's a 36-minute drive for you right now on I-95. And our traffic tracker, keeping an eye on some side streets here in West Palm Beach. We are stopped at a traffic light, but we're not seeing any issues here along Australian Avenue.
6:03 in just hours, Martin County commissioners will vote on a new rule that would require sex offenders to live further away from places where they could be close to our kids. County leaders hope to increase that distance from places like schools, daycares, and parks to keep our kids safe. And our Carol Duffy is joining us now live from Stuart with a preview of that very important meeting. Carol, what is this new rule on the table?
Well, Matt, Martin County Sheriff William Snyder wants county commissioners to pass tougher restrictions when it comes to how far they would keep sex offenders and predators away from places where children frequently gather. Right now in Martin County, keep in mind, sex offenders can't live within 1,000 feet of places like schools, parks, or daycare centers. But in other Treasure Coast counties like St. Lucie and Indian River County, well, that limit is at least 2,500 feet away, so more than double the distance. Parents, of course, who live here in town are on board with the proposed changes.
I am shocked to find out that it's 1,000. That's insane. I don't even want them 2,500. I want them like 5 million, to be honest with you. I don't want them anywhere.
I think that they should live as far away as possible. We have, lots of kids on the playground, and safety is always, our main priority.
Now, part of the big push by the sheriff, he says the lesser restrictions is part of the reason why sex offenders are moving to Martin County, and that is something he says he simply cannot allow. Martin County commissioners are expected to meet at 9 this morning, and at some point today we'll be voting on whether or not to pass that ordinance. If it does pass, it'll go in effect this upcoming September. Matt, Sam, back to you.
Kara, thank you. Time right now is 6:04, and this morning a teen accused of making a mass shooting threat at a Palm Beach County event is facing charges. Police say this 17-year-old holding up a gun planned to shoot up Pride on the Block in downtown West Palm Beach over the weekend. They say the threats were made while video chatting on the website Omegle. The teen claimed to live in Palm Beach County, but investigators arrested him in Canada. Right now, they're not sure what his connection is to this area or his citizenship status. The teen will face charges in both the United States and Canada.
And this morning, lawyers for the Parkland school shooter are trying to get his jury selection delayed indefinitely because of the recent mass shootings across the country. The defense team says the Texas school shootings bring back what happened at Marjory Stoneman Douglas and triggered protests against gun violence. They say this makes it impossible for Nikolas Cruz to get a fair trial. A judge has yet to rule on the request. Cruz pleaded guilty last year to killing 17 people at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High back in 2018.
The rash of gun violence in the country is pushing lawmakers to act as we take a live look at the U.S. Capitol this morning. A bipartisan group of senators is under pressure to reach a compromise by the end of the week. Right now on the table is enhancing background checks, new incentives for states with red flag laws, and investments in school safety and mental health. There's also a push from the president to at least raise the purchasing age for assault rifles from 18 to 21.
At 6:06, let's take a live look at a Shell gas station on Linton Boulevard in Delray Beach. Just one of many gas stations seeing record high prices in South Florida, $5.39. You see that with credit there at that gas station. And the national average for a gallon of gas this morning, $4.91. That is 5 cents up from yesterday. In Florida, 15 cents less. That's pretty good. But right now, the highest in the state, $4.94, way up in Jefferson County, up by Tallahassee. Meanwhile, in Palm Beach County, still seeing it very high, $4.91, way above the state average, about $4.80 on the Treasure Coast. These prices largely based on inflation, the ban on Russian oil imports. There's a tax-free gas holiday for Florida drivers, but that's not until October 1st.
Well, inflation is also driving up rent prices for homes and apartments across the nation. A new study from Florida Atlantic University shows 8 of the country's top 10 places where prices have increased over the last year are right here in Florida. Fort Myers topped the list at number 1. Number 2 is the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area, with Sarasota not far behind. Port St. Lucie also made the list, coming in at number 6. Prices there have gone up about 25% since last year.
A new development in Martin County will bring more housing opportunities for people in the area. The project, approved by county commissioners last year, will be located in western Palm City between the Turnpike and I-95. The area of more than 2,300 acres plans to have 4,000 homes built. Groundbreaking on the project is expected later this year, with sales to begin in the fall of 2023.
6:08 right now. The pool for governor just got smaller, with one candidate trading the state capital for the nation's capital. Why that candidate decided to drop out and how other contenders are reacting this morning.
And parents, listen to this. A record number of accidental overdoses in children. How a popular over-the-counter sleep aid is causing more and more kids to go to the hospital.
And let's take a live look outside on this Tuesday morning. We are looking here in Jensen Beach. It is a pretty dry start to our morning, but Lauren Oleski tracking storms again later this afternoon. We're going to check in with her when we come back. You're watching CBS 12 News This Morning, the one to turn to.